Symbolism, which is an artistic and poetic movement, may be defined as a style using symbolic images and indirect suggestion to express some mystical ideas, emotions, and states of mind. Symbolism is a literary device in which a writer uses one thing, generally a physical object or any phenomenon, to represent something abstract, to make the readers understand something complex. So, symbolism is an oblique way of saying or indirect method of saying something which is abstract or complex. A strong symbol usually shares a set of key characteristics with whatever it meant to symbolize, or is related to it in some other way. Symbolism allows writers to convey things to their readers poetically or indirectly rather than having to say them clearly or outrightly. Symbolism gives a writer freedom to add double levels of meanings to his work. One, a literal one that is self evident, and the symbolic one whose meaning is far more profound than the literal or said in simple words. Symbolism therefore gives universality to the characters and the themes of any piece of literature. From the reader's point of view, symbolism in literature evokes interest in readers as they find an opportunity to get an insight into writer's mind on how the writer views the world and how the writer thinks of common objects and actions with broader implications. Historically, symbolism is also the name given to an important art movement in the late 19th century known as the Symbolist movement. The Symbolist movement designates especially a group of French writers beginning with Charles Baudelaire, Arthur Rimbaud, Paul Verlaine, and Paul Valéry. British and American literature in 20th century was both deeply affected by this symbolist movement. The entire technical volume of modern poetry was greatly enhanced by this uniquely experimentative technique, the symbolic technique. The symbolist theories and symbolism slowly made its way into the poetry of modern writers like T.S. Eliot and W.B. Yeats, and also in the modern novel as represented by Virginia Woolf and James Joyce, where images and notions often became more important than the actual meaning, the actual narrative. Symbolism are of two kinds: traditional and personal. Traditional symbols are the stock symbols which have been always been in a general use. For example, rose is a traditional symbol of beauty and has been used by poets from the earliest times. As most of the readers are familiar with such stock symbols, the use of such symbols increases the evocative pleasure of poetry without introducing elements of complexity or obscurity. Personal symbols, on the other hand, are devised by the poet for his own purposes to express any vague, fleeting impressions passing through his mind or to convey his own sense of the mystery of life. These symbols express the poet's experiences, the experiences which are often mystical in nature. And the readers who are not generally familiar with such symbols, they create difficulties. Such symbols used by the personal symbols used by any writers create difficulties for the readers, though at the same time they enhance the richness of the language. Symbols can take different forms. A symbol can be a physical object, a symbol may be a character, or a symbol may be an event. Let us now discuss some of the forms in which symbols are used. Let us first see symbols through use of symbols through physical objects. Very often, physical objects are used to symbolize an idea or concept as a way of pointing the reader towards some of the basic themes that a work is dealing with. For example, a poet might write a poem about a flower, the flower dancing in the wind, in order to convey a sense of innocence, a sense of harmony with nature, or simply to convey the sense of sheer happiness. Whereas symbolism through characters are used, although very similar to physical objects, but in a different way. Sometimes characters themselves can serve as symbols. The characters of particularly of any virtue or vice, or the characters of any political ideology. For example, in Spenser's famous allegorical poem, The Fairy Queen, the female knight Britomart is a symbol of the values of chastity and restraint. The traits of chastity and restraint which were very respected in 16th century and held a high esteem. Symbols may also be used in the form of any event. For example, while a character's long wild hair might symbolize a period of youth or period of innocence, and in some situation the character cuts off his or her long hair, this action or this event of cutting off the hair of that character might symbolize a loss of innocence, or may symbolize the sacrifices people have to make in the process of becoming a mature adult with responsibilities. While the act of cutting off the hair is neither an object nor a character, but it is an event, it would be taken as an example of symbols which conveys an idea. Now the question arises, why the writers use symbols when it makes a work complex? It is hard to find a work of literature that lacks any kind of symbolism. Symbolism is an important literary device for creating complex narrative because it enables writers to convey important information without having to state things directly. The use of symbolism is widespread. The use of symbols is extensive, and there are certain reasons. The reason is, let's see what are the important reasons of using symbols in any artistic work. Symbols help readers visualize complex concepts and central themes, and at the same time, the readers may track the development of such concepts and themes. Symbols also afford writers the opportunity to communicate any big ideas efficiently and artistically, artfully. Symbols can also invite readers to interpret a text independently rather than be directly told what the author means. Means the readers may take their own interpretation. The writer may simply have given a hint, but readers make their own interpretations with the use of symbols by the writer. The symbols also serve the purpose of adding emotional weight to any text. There are uses of symbols in literature where the writers cannot communicate their ideas directly, and they take the shelter of symbols, and in this way symbols helps a writer to conceal themes, and the themes which are generally controversial to state openly can be conveyed through the use of symbols. Symbols also imply change or growth in characters or themes through shifts in the way that character interacts with particular symbols or ways in which the symbols themselves change over time. So these are the important purposes with which symbols are used in day-to-day life, in literature also. There are very popular examples of symbolism in day-to-day life, in everyday life. In our daily life, we can easily identify objects that can be taken as examples of symbolism. For example, the dove is a symbol of peace. A red rose, or simply the color red, stands for love, stands for romance. And color black is a symbol that represents evil or represents death. Whereas a ladder may stand as a symbol for progress. And in our day to day experiences, a broken mirror may symbolize separation. To develop symbolism in his work, a writer utilizes many figures of speech like metaphors, similes, allegories as their tools. And so are the use of symbols the writers with use symbols with some specific purposes. Let us now discuss some examples of symbolism in literature. In William Shakespeare's very popular comedy, As You Like It, we can find a song. In one of the song, which is a famous monologue in As You Like It by William Shakespeare, there are lines: all the world is a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts. These lines are symbolic of the fact that men and women in their course of their lives perform different roles. So here, a stage symbolizes a stage in life. There are various stages in our life, but a stage which is used in the first line here symbolizes the world in which we live, which can be taken as a stage of any theater where characters play their roles. And players in these lines is a symbol for us, for human beings who are actors who are performing different roles in different stages of their life. There is another simple example of symbol. In William Blake's poem O Sunflower, Blake goes symbolic in his poem. He says, O sunflower, weary of time, who countest the steps of the sun, seeking after that sweet golden clime where the traveler's journey is done. In these lines, Blake uses a sunflower as a symbol for human beings, and the sun in these lines symbolizes life. Therefore, these lines symbolically refer to the life cycle of human beings and their craving for never ending life. They want it again and again, repeatedly. Let's read another example. The Rain, a poem by William H. Davis. He says, I hear leaves drinking rain, I hear rich leaves on top, giving the poor beneath drop after drop. 'Tis a sweet noise to hear these green leaves drinking near. In this beautiful poem, William Davis has used the symbol of rain to show the different classes of human society. He does this deliberately by describing the way the upper leaves benefit from the rain first and then hand down the rest to their lower leaves. In our real social life, in the same way, rich people pass on only the leftover benefits to the poor people, to the lower classes. Another example is from William Wordsworth's poem, My Heart Leaps Up When I Behold. Wordsworth says, My heart leaps up when I behold a rainbow in the sky. So was it when my life began. So is it now I am a man. So be it when I shall grow old. In this poem, Wordsworth uses rainbow as a symbol of hope and general well-being throughout his life. Symbolism has been very beautifully used in P.B. Shelley's poem Ozymandias. In this sonnet, Ozymandias, Shelley uses the story of an encounter with a decaying monument simply to illustrate the destructive power of nature, the fleetingness of man's political accomplishments, and the longevity of art. That the art is never ending, where human life comes to an end. The symbolism in Shelley's poem transforms the half-sunken monument into a powerful representation of the passage of time. The poem reminds readers that natural forces will put an end to the reign of all empires and all the lives, whether they are king or they are any commoner. The statue of Ozymandias is therefore symbolic of man's mortality and smallness in the face of time and nature. So, This is all about the discussion of symbolism, the use of symbolism in real life, day to day life, and use of symbols in literature. Thank you.